Hey, it's Bobby. I did a post on Facebook yesterday that I thought was pretty cool. I'm just going to read it to you. If you choose to adopt this useful belief, if the person to who I am speaking hears something other than what I attended to hear, this is the only thing this means is I wasn't clear enough when I was communicating with that person. I wasn't clear enough in the context of that conversation, and I need to be clearer so that is just I said something, somebody repeats back to me what they think they heard, and I'm like, that's not what I said. Clearly not productive because immediately you're inviting tension and blame, maybe even shame into the conversation, which obviously does not grease the conversational skis at all. But if we look at that as a belief and say, as the communicator who's attempting to get you to believe an idea, it is my responsibility to make sure that my communication is clear enough. And obviously, in a video, it's a little tougher to do that because I don't have any feedback from you. But I was posting this to see if people agreed that adopting this as a mindset and having that commitment, holding ourselves responsible, what kind of impact do you think that may have on the quality of your communication and your conversation? And I wonder also, if you do adopt that concept, would it make the axiom, all problems exist in the absence of a good conversation? Would adopting that as a preconceived idea, presupposition, make this idea that all problems exist in the absence of a good conversation make even more sense? And I posted that because I feel like here in the US, we have two tribes that are getting divided, and not everybody, I'm not a member of either tribe, and not everybody is, but those two tribes are the ones that are talking the loudest and talking past one another. And I am a big believer that all problems exist in the absence of a good conversation. And I'm just always curious about what can we do to promote better conversations. And I host a podcast, you probably know, because I talk a lot about it here, called the Presence Posse podcast. And one of my co-hosts on that is Miriam Siegel. She's a psychotherapist out of Oslo, Norway. And she wrote back to me, and again, I'm reading it here, so sorry about that. In my experience, the listener has the responsibility and the speaker has the responsibility. So, a little shift there. I'm putting it all on my shoulders as the one who is communicating, but Miriam is suggesting, what if you accept 100% responsibility of making sure that the person that you're trying to communicate with understands what you're saying? And what if, as the listener, you also take 100% responsibility for understanding the point the person that you're having the conversation with is trying to make? So when I read that Miriam's post, I had this like really lovely aha moment. And I thought the thing that I said was powerful. And then when I read what Miriam suggested, that we couple those together, we fit them together like a tongue groove piece of wood, how much easier then is our conversations, or will our conversations become, and how much more effective can our communications become? And I think this is not just true in the world, it's true everywhere, at least in Western society that I'm familiar with. We've got these divides. We're becoming very tribal, different things in different areas, but it is I think it's getting some disharmony, and there's a ripple in the force Padawan. Just something for you to steep with your tea this morning or this afternoon, should you be drinking any now. Ciao for now. I am Kobe One.